chat box, and I will be looking out for that. And at the end, Arlene will answer some questions.
Okay, thank you, Demi, and thank you, OsteoStrong, for partnering with me on this webinar. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. So just to go over our schedule a little bit, we're gonna, here's our welcome right now. And then I'm gonna show you the general hand technique with the golf ball, and I will hold my hands with my golf ball like real close to the screen for you to see. And I practiced a little bit so that I could see how to show you to do that on a screen. So sometimes my hands will be a little awkward, but I'll sort of try to explain better ways to do it for yourselves. And then we will practice with the golf balls on just stress techniques. And then I will show you, since we all go to OsteoStrong, I will show you the protocol that's good for your bones, the areas to work for your bones. And then we'll open it up to questions and answers. So if you have arthritis, if you have sinus trouble, if you have digestive trouble, if you have sore back, sore neck, sore shoulders, you can ask me any of those things. I just didn't want to show you everything so that we could keep it kind of compact. I am available for phone calls and emails if you have other specific questions that we don't cover. And does everyone have their map like this with you? Okay, great. That will help you when I start talking about the areas that we're going to work. And this technique, it's called the $1 Million Golf Ball Technique. It's by a very famous reflexologist and his wife named Kevin and Barbara Kuntz. And they just sort of started doing this technique on themselves every day, and they noticed that their digestion improved, they noticed that their sinus trouble improved, they noticed that a lot of things improved. And so when we're reflexologists, we give homework to clients between visits so that they can help reduce their symptoms between visits. And so they noticed that a lot of their clients were greatly improving with this technique as well. So the basic technique kind of goes like this. You want to hold the ball between your hands, between the palms of your hands, and you want to lace your fingers. And then if you put the ball way up here at the top and just start moving it side to side on the top balls of your hands, like this. You could do circles, you could do back and forth, or you can do up and down, whatever feels good. So we're gonna work the upper part of our hand here, like above the balls and in between each ball. So this area here, up here, is the ear and eye. And the area between the balls here, this is your chest rest. So it looks kind of like, so if I'm gonna show it to you like this, it looks kind of like this to do the upper part. So I'm just moving my hands back and forth. I'm gonna move the ball over a little bit. It's easier to make the hand that you're working on stay a little stiller and the hand that's working do more of the movement. Does that feel good to everybody? Okay, so let's move down a little bit. We're gonna go, I'm gonna bend my hand, and can you see the crease here below the balls of my hands? This is your diaphragm line. So your diaphragm, it starts here at the top of your collarbones, and it goes all the way down to your pelvic area. That's the muscle wall in your chest cavity. So when we roll the ball along this line here, we're gonna do a lot of relaxing on the inner part of our chest and abdominals. So I'm gonna just kind of show you here. So we're like here, and we're doing circles, or we're going back and forth, or up and down. But you're still gonna lace your hands together to do that. Whoop. There we go. Can you see? So it's like this. So a really good way to work, I'm gonna show you. I'm just holding my hand up so you can see. One good way to work is to put your hand in your lap, the one that you wanna work on. Lay it down in your lap and then roll the ball on top of your hand. So the one in your lap will stay still and you have your other hand to work. You get better leverage this way. So that looks kind of like this. So you have a little bit more leverage to do that. Okay, so now we're gonna move to the middle part of our hand, like the area below that crease to about here, this center part. So this is more of your digestive area. So if you have digestive trouble, if you have diabetes, this is a key area to work, like this center part of your hand here. So again, you could do it this way, you know, like in front of you, wherever it's comfortable. Do it in front of you, do it up on the screen so I can see what you're doing. Put it in your lap, whatever feels best. And you can just do 2 at one time if you get a pretty good grip on it. Like if you feel like the ball's not going to get away from you, you can do both hands at the same time. Okay. And then the lower part of your hand here, this is your low back, all of this. And this is your spine. So your tailbone starts here and it goes along the bottom and then it goes up the side of your thumb. And then right about here is the shoulder area, like where your knuckle is. And then this is between your shoulder blades and your top of your shoulders. And right at this joint is where it starts here, your neck, your cervical. So this is the part of your spine that connects your neck to the top of your head. So to work this part, first let's work this part. So you can, again, you could do circles, you could do up and down, or you can do sideways. And you can do it, you know, with your hands connected. Maybe you could see better this way. There you go. Okay. If it feels better to put it in your lap, put it in your lap, and just, you'll get better pressure that way. So putting it in your lap, it looks like this. To work this spine area, it's a little tricky with the ball up here. So I would say put it in your lap to work the spine, but you want to roll the ball down here. And then you want to put your hand, after you roll the ball here, you want to put your hand in your lap and just relax this hand that you're going to work on and use the ball along the side of your thumb. So that looks like this. And to do the bottom, it looks like this. Does anyone have any questions? Any questions?
Yes, Arlene?
Yes.
Is the left side for the left part of the body, or do they cross?
The only place that they cross, so when you work the top of your thumb here, you're actually working the other side of your brain. And when you work the top of your thumb here, you're working the other side. It crosses at the base of your brain. So everything in your right hand is for the right side of your body, except for the brain reflex, that's for the left side. Does that make sense? Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, okay.
I was muted.
Yeah, that was a really great question. Okay, so let's just spend a few minutes working on whatever you want to work on. Now that you kind of know the technique, you know, you can also just kind of warm your hand. Whoops, you can also kind of just warm your hands up. You want to lace your fingers a little bit like this. And you want to pretend like you have a soft cloth between your hands and rub them together and count to 10. Okay, so now we're gonna stop and we're just gonna let our hands go a little bit apart, and you should sort of feel some heat or maybe some tingling there. Has everyone got that? So now we have a little energy flowing through our hands and we can rub our ball again. So if you have trouble sleeping, you definitely want to do your diaphragm line before you go to sleep. Like I do this when I watch TV at night before I fall asleep so that I can relax. And the thing about this is that it breaks up your stress in your body. So if you do it like 1 to 2 times a day, you're going to disrupt all of your stress factors, and then you get a little nervous system reset in about a week or 2. Like for me, a lot of my clients say this joint hurts them a lot because that's from mousing or texting. So that's a good place to work too.
Did you say this part was your back?
Yeah, so this is your tailbone here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is like your glute area of your tailbone. And then this is your low back here of your spine. And then here is sort of like low back to mid back. This joint here is around your shoulder blades, and this goes up to your head. So this is your neck. The actual back area is this low part of your hand here.
So if anything were to hurt, like you said, you have some people that say it hurts.
Yeah.
Could it be a reflection of your back? Because I know you said it's also texting and mouse, but could it be a reflection of internal?
Yeah, so a lot of times when I do hand reflexology for people and I'm working here, they go, oh, that hurts. And I say, do you have low back problems? And they're like, yes. So this is the neck, the inside of your thumb. So there's another technique we can use. It's called thumb walking. So when you do if you lay your hands down and you turn your thumbs like this, it's the part of the thumb that's touching the table. So that's this part, the side. You don't want to use the flat part of your thumb because you're not going to get enough leverage. You want to use the sides of your thumb or the sides of your index finger for thumb and finger walking. So to do your thumb, I'm going to hold it like this, but you can put it in your lap, whatever works for you, okay? I'm just doing it so you can see. So we're going to work from here to here, and that's the sides of our neck. So if you have sore neck, this is the thing to do. So you want to support your thumb with your other fingers, and you want to put the side of your thumb on the side that's going to work on the side that you want to work on. And it's not a wiggle, and it's not a rub. It's a press down, an 1/8 of an inch move forward, kind of like a inchworm or a caterpillar. So when you find a sore spot, that's what you want to work. So the reason why I got into reflexology was I was seeing some bad chiropractors that didn't help me relax before they were gonna adjust me. And then I found a tiny book. It was like this big at Barnes and Noble, and it was about reflexology. So I was doing reflexology self-help to help myself relax before they would adjust me. And then that went on for a couple years. And then one morning I woke up and I could only turn my head this far, and I had really intense neck pain here. So the inside of your thumb and the inside of your big toe, that's the neck area. The thumbs and the big toes represent everything in your head. You can see that in that little diagram here. These are the zones. So everything, all zones are in your head, and then they run through your body. All zones are in both of your thumbs and both of your toes. So I got in the shower with my sore neck, and I started working on my toe in the neck area, and I found a spot that was burning and burning and burning, and I just kept working it really hard. And then all of a sudden, the feeling in my toe had like a popping feeling, and my neck released, and I could turn my head all the way. And then that was like my epiphany. I said, now I want to study. So that was how I got to reflexology, just from having a really sore neck one morning. So, okay. So the good thing to do if you want to do this regularly, is to have golf balls in lots of places. So I have golf balls in my car, I have golf balls on my desk, and I have golf balls by the TV. So those are all the places that I do it. Like, you know, while I'm waiting for a traffic light, I'll do it. Or if I get to a meeting early, I'll do it. If I'm watching TV, if I'm sitting at my desk and, you know, thinking about some stuff or reading some stuff, I do it while I'm concentrating on things. So that's really good. Okay. So the areas to work for stress are the thumbs. So you could do it like this. You could put one thumb behind the other, and you could just roll the ball slowly. You can also just do the thumb walking with your other thumb. Hold your thumb like this. Use the side of your thumb. And again, it's a press 1/8 of an inch forward, so you do the side. You move over one thumb width, and you do sort of the edge. We're moving over one more thumb width. You should be able to do 4 passes. So you're doing both sides of your thumb and 2 passes through the middle. And you do it all the way up to the brain here by your thumbnail. And then we're doing the other side. So you could do your thumbs or your toes. Some people, it's hard for them to reach their toes. Thumbs are always accessible. The next area to work for the stress buster would be the heart. So this whole bally part of your hand and the whole big ball under your toe, this is the heart area. So you can roll the golf ball there with 2 hands or 1. So I'm just making my golf ball go up and down first, circles, and then sideways. Okay, and you can breathe real deeply when you do that. So sometimes I ask people to take a deep breath, and this is what I get. That's not a deep breath. Deep breath is like what you do at OsteoStrong, when you breathe in really, really deep and you let it out really, really slow. So you can do that while you're doing the heart area. And then there's one more area for the heart. If we go between the ring finger and the pinky, the little crease here, down to the line in your hand. This is the other area for heart. And really the best way to work that is just to stick your index finger in there and make circles. And you can put your hand in your lap if you want, if that's easier, if that feels better. And then the last area to work for stress is on the other side of our hand here. It's the liver meridian. So it's between your index finger and your second finger. These are called metacarpals, so it's in between the bones. If you slide your finger down till you get to a little dent here, and you really don't want to, it's sort of like the end of the valley. That's the way to explain it. Like it's the end of the valley, and if you pushed it further, it would sort of hurt more. So you slide it down till you get to the end of the valley. There's a little dent there. And again, you could just do circles. Go clockwise, go counterclockwise. So to review, everything in your head, thumbs or toes, work that area for stress. Work the heart area, which is the ball of your index finger or your toe, this whole bally part. The other side in the valley. And put your finger between the balls here and work down to the line, the diaphragm line, and then you work that area. So that's the stress buster part. Does anyone have questions? Okay, go ahead.
When I look at the thing on the left hand, it says lung and heart. On the right hand, it only says lung. For that.
Right. So you want to work it on your left side because your heart is closer to your left side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So to explain zone therapy a little bit, like this picture that we were looking at, the way that zone therapy works, let's see. So let's say we wanted to work our liver, okay? So the liver, the way that the zones are, zone 1 is your midline. It goes from the top of your head through your nose all the way down to your pubic bone. Zone 2 is middle of your eyes, all the way out through your second finger and your second toe. Zone 3 is the edges of your eyes, top of your head, edges of your eyes, all the way down out through your third finger and your third toe. And then, And then zone 4 is the edges of your shoulder. It goes all the way down, top of your head, all the way down through your pinky and through your pinky toe. So and then the way that the foot works here. So the diaphragm line, this one that's under the balls of our hands that I showed you here, it's also under the balls of your feet. So that's like about here. It's like under your brow line. And then the skinny part of your foot is actually your waist. So the liver is halfway between your brow line and your waist in zones 2 and 3. So that's what this little thing is. And then that's how you find these reflexes in your body. Okay. So does everyone feel kind of relaxed a little bit? Yeah? Okay, great. Are we ready to move on to the bone sequence? Do you want to learn how to have strong bones with reflexology? Yay! Okay, so for the bones, we definitely work the spine because your spine runs everything in your body. So we've already talked about how to do the spine. If you're gonna do it, with your thumb, because you get it a little deeper than the ball, this is how you do it. You could lay it in your lap. You don't have to show me. And you're gonna use this side of your thumb again, not the flat part. So you support the back side of your hand with your fingers. You start here at the tailbone. And again, it's like a press in and keep pressing and move your thumb 1/8 of an inch forward. So it's kind of like constant pressure. And then as you get around to the curve here, you can hold the top part and use the other side of your thumb and keep going. So once you go up this way, you want to turn your hand around use your index finger and go down the other way. So you support it like this, support the thumb, use your index finger, when you get to about the knuckle, you can kind of turn it the other way. It's better in your lap. Holding it up like this is a little bit awkward. Okay, so that looks a little bit more like this, right? We're starting down here. I'm gonna do it a little quicker. And then to do the other direction, you could just kind of go this way with your index finger. Okay, so spine is the #1 important thing for strong bones. Hip, knee, leg area is really, really important for strong bones as well. And it's also gonna help you with your knee pain. So the squishy triangle on the side of your hand, from this bone here, down to your wrist bone, down to this knuckle, this whole thing is the hip, knee, leg. So you can put it in your lap and just roll the ball like this in that area, and then just turn your hand slightly. So this one's rolling the ball, and this one's just moving slightly to get all the different points. You could do circles too. Okay. And then the shoulders and neck. So we already talked about the neck. That's this area in here. If you want to do it with the ball, you can. This is a little awkward, but you would hold the ball like this, put your thumb against the backside, and just turn the ball. Or you can put it in your lap and just do the inside. And this one, you definitely want to do circles. And then like while you're here, it's really good to, in this web part, right here, when you can't go any further, this is the adrenal gland. So you can roll the ball in that web between your index finger and your thumb. You can also do this when you're tired. You'll get a little burst of energy. And then some people like to just put their thumb in there and put their finger in exactly the same place on the other side and press to get that little burst of energy. And that's also good for a headache. Okay, so the next really, really important thing for strong bones is your thyroid and your parathyroid. So your thyroid's right here, and it has 4 little parathyroids on each side of it. The thyroid regulates your metabolism, it regulates your sleep, it regulates when you had your period, it regulated your period. And the parathyroid regulates how your body uses calcium. So this is a no ball technique. The thyroid is under your big toe and under your thumb, this little band right here. You could see it on the chart. So this again, you probably want to put it in your lap, and you want to use your index finger, and it's a press, 1/8 of an inch forward, not a wiggle or a rub. And you can turn your hand. So we want to go 2 times this way and 2 times the other way. So this is one of those awkward ones that I couldn't figure out how to show you guys, but I'm going to show you this way. So 2 times this way. And then you could go on the inside the other way with your index finger. So you're going to use your thumb this direction and your index finger this direction. It's probably easier. And when you lay it in your lap, that's probably easier than holding it way up here. Okay, so we have two more. We already talked about the adrenal, so there's just one more part for the bones. That would be your pituitary. So your pituitary is a pea-sized gland up here, and it's called the master gland. It regulates all the other glands, and it regulates everything in your body. So that's why it's an important thing to do. It's not real hard to find, but it's a little bit hard to find. It's in the middle of your thumb and your toe. So if you look at your thumb, and you look at the very widest point of your thumb, so mine is way down here because I have kind of long thumbs. So if you look at the widest point and you go halfway in between and you use your thumb, you'll find like a hard P. It's like a hard spot in the middle of your thumb, in the middle of your toe. Did everyone find it? No? You can also sort of look at your thumbprint and see where the swirl is, and it's probably in the middle of your swirl in your thumb. So that's just a circular thing again, like this. Okay, so just to review, for good bones, you're gonna do your spine. You can do it with the ball or with your thumb. You're gonna do hip, knee, leg. That's the triangle here. It's also the triangle on the side of your foot. Like if you run your finger down the side of your foot, you'll find a bump on the side of your foot. That's the metatarsal bone. And then if you keep going to where your heel starts, and then you draw a line up to the top of your foot, that first bone on the outer part, it's that whole triangle there. So the hip, knee, leg, spine. We're gonna work, shoulders are here. It's this last ball, and it's the pinky ball on your foot. So again, that's just with the ball like this. You could go up and down, circles, or sideways. We talked about the neck here. And then the thyroid, that's again where your thumb bends and your toe bends, the little band right here. And that's done best with your index finger and your thumb. And then the adrenal, that's the web here. So you can circle those things on the map I gave you if you like. When I give it to clients, I just circle what I want them to work on that, on this thing. So if anyone needs me to say it again, I will. So does anyone have issues that they want to work on, like arthritis, diabetes, low back pain? Does anyone have questions? No?
You can always feel free to unmute yourself or type it in the box if you'd like.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you have anything for, like, if you've got like sore triceps, biceps, that sort of thing?
Yeah. So why are they sore? Do you know?
Just from working and water skiing and that sort of thing. And so.
Okay, yeah. So so since this is our shoulder, this is actually the whole area for your arm. So
The
if you
finger and the side of your.
right, yeah. So if you want, like, one really nice technique. So here's another reason why I ended up being a reflexologist, was because when I was 10, I spent the summer with my uncle in California, and he kind of like showed me one night when we were watching TV how to massage his fingers because he had arthritis. So this is the technique that he, like, when I do it for someone else, I just put their fingers between my hands and I rub like this.
Okay.
But to do it to yourself, like,
Okay.
let's say you want to.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Falling over. I'm good.
Okay. Let's say you wanted to work on this pinky one.
Okay.
So you would just put a couple fingers here. You'd put your thumb on the inside.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
So the technique is like this. It's kind of like you're moving your thumb and your fingers,
Okay.
and you're turning your hand and pulling it towards you. So you're massaging the whole finger.
Okay.
Can you see okay?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. This feels really good on every single finger. Like this is great if you've been typing, knitting, you have arthritis in any of these joints. So all I'm doing is I'm moving my hand like this, and I'm turning the other hand and pulling it towards me through those fingers.
And you said for the shoulder, like sometimes I have issues with my thumb where I can't like bring it across or, you know, bend it. And they say it's, I don't know, like the bones are like touching at the bottom, but it's really being able to move my thumb, like hurts a lot. Is that just working on the shoulder? Because I think it's actually coming from my shoulder is the issue. So is that working on this part of your thumb?
You definitely want to work on the neck. That's
Right.
the inside of the thumb.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you could do that same technique on your thumb too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's going to help you quite a bit. But is it in the joint that the trouble is, or is it more muscular?
They said it's the joint at the base of my thumb, but where I have the pain is at the knuckle.
Okay.
Typically.
Yeah. So I would recommend this kind of an exercise. So all I did was I hooked my thumbs together, and I'm leaving this hand still, and I'm pulling this one. Does that feel good or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're doing is you're opening it from your wrist. You're opening the joints from your wrist all the way through that joint.
So you're basically just pulling that thumb down?
Like if you make a little hook.
Right.
And then you take your other one and lay your fingers here. So this hand's gonna stay still.
Right.
And you just kind of gently tug, like you've got your fingers at your wrist.
Right.
You just gently tug. So pull your elbow up and pull this down towards your knee.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
You're gonna get a really good stretch all through your top of your trap, all the way down into your thumb. So
that's good to know.
It opens everything up. So another really good exercise for that. The little triangle here. Put your thumb in there, like this.
Okay.
See?
Yep.
Put your fingers over your trap.
Okay.
Find that ouchie spot. Like for me, it's right here.
Right.
So you're gonna push with your thumb, squeeze the ouchie spot. You're gonna relax your whole arm, relax your neck, and you're gonna pull that whole muscle forward and breathe deeply. And you can even squeeze it and massage it a little bit while you do that. So that's gonna help that as well.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so we wanna talk about diabetes. Okay. So for diabetes, we need to work the pancreas. That's the most important thing for that. So the pancreas is on your right hand under here. On the chart, on this chart, it's this orange spot. So that's this technique again. Just do the lower parts. You could go sideways, you can go up and down, you could do circles. And I would do this for about 2 minutes on your pancreas. So we just went through all the techniques like kind of quickly because we have a little bit of time here. But If you really have trouble, just spend the time that you need on each spot. The next one for diabetes is the adrenal, and that's that one that's the web here. So the easiest way to do this is if you hold your hand up and you use your index finger, so you're gonna start at the knuckle. You're gonna slide it down to the next dent here. So you have a dent in your finger and you have a dent here in your hand. So you've got your two dents kind of together. You're gonna put your thumb on the back side, and then you're gonna roll this from where you are here. You're gonna roll this index finger into that web. So this is called a hook. So you're gonna support, and then you're just gonna press. It's gonna hurt a lot. Be gentle to yourself. Beverly, I can email you one.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, so then the adrenals, you don't want to work before bedtime because then you're going to be awake in the middle of the night because you're going to get that little boost of energy, okay? So try to do, if you're doing diabetes stuff, do it before dinner. Okay, and then the liver is up here in the middle of this hand, the right hand. So again, that's just this whole thing. So when you're doing the pancreas, you're doing the liver at the same time. So 4 things for diabetes: pancreas, adrenals, liver, and the pituitary, the one in the middle here. You could just sort of like poke around until you find that hard spot in the middle of your thumb or the middle of your toe. You'll find it. That's also gonna hurt. Like, be gentle there. So adrenals, be gentle, and be gentle on your pituitary. Okay. Beverly, if you can email me at azhappywell.
Okay.
It's not well-being, it's just azhappywell. At gmail.com. I'll send you the chart, and I'll send you everyone. If you email me, if you send me your email, I'll send you my 12 foods for strong bones list. It's really small.
Okay.
It's about this big. It looks great on your refrigerator.
Okay. Do you, can you write that down, or can Osteo Strong write your email down? Is it someplace on the chat?
It's azhappywell at azhappywell@gmail.com. So my company is AZ Happy Wellbeing, but I shortened it up for the email.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
AZ Happywell, AZ Kathy Happywell, or Happy?
AZ
Sorry.
happywell@gmail.com.
Okay. Great.
Yeah. And the website, it's I was hoping it would be all ready to go. We're still we still have a couple of technical issues, but take a look there. You can see what we offer for reflexology and Reiki. I make handmade soaps, I make jewelry. If there's anything that you see in the shop that you'd like to order, just send me an email and I'll ship it out to you. So does anyone else have questions about what they would like to know? Like, we could talk about headache, we could talk about heart condition, high blood pressure, insomnia, leg swelling. Anything else?
Do you do anything with the feet, ankles, peroneals, calves? Do you do anything with that or no?
You can put the ball, okay, so here, let's talk about foot rollers. You can put the ball on the floor and rub the same way. Don't do it on a wood floor because the ball will make dents. You want to do it like on carpeting or a towel. So same thing, you would just roll the ball like circles back and forth and up and down. But these are all my trusty foot rollers. This one is called Speary, and it has a massage, it has a vibrating button, and then you can roll your foot on that. This is about $5.97 at Walmart. This is my favorite one. I do this.
I have one of those.
You have one of these? Great. When I get out of the shower in the morning, I roll my feet on here. So when you, also like if you're gonna use a golf ball, you can use a thing like this too instead of the golf ball. This is like $2.97 at Walmart. You can use this on your hands too. Whenever you're using something on your foot, do not flex your foot up. You want your foot to be relaxed, your toes to be loose, because when we flex our foot, this tendon is tight. And if you're gonna roll any of those things on that tendon, you're not gonna be happy. So you definitely want your foot to be like toes loose and kind of arced over the thing that you're rolling your foot on. So there's that one. And then this is the best one. If anyone has plantar fasciitis, you can put this in the freezer. So this one is a hot cold one. You can see it's like, it's perspiring a little bit because I've had it out of the freezer for a while. But you can run this under hot water and roll your feet on it, or you could put it in the freezer. And this is the best thing for plantar fasciitis. So for your calves, when people come to see me for reflexology, I give them a calf massage. So I start with the calf massage because that opens the energy on the back of the leg. So when we work on the foot, the energy goes up the nervous system into the body a lot easier. It's going to be kind of hard to explain how to do this and to show you. Yeah.
It's okay.
If you would like a quick 15-minute session sometime, I can do that for you for free and kind of show you how to do that yourself. It's just, you know, this is a little bit awkward.
Right. No, I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Again, like if you have leg cramps, if you have leg cramping, you would work your parathyroid. That's in the middle of that band in your thumb, because the leg cramps come from lack of calcium absorption. That's also the adrenal, the web, and that's also the low spine. So the low spine is here. And on your foot, the low spine is here on your heel. And then hip, knee, leg is here. So if you want to relax your calves, you can also just take you can put your thumb here, and you can take 2 fingers and kind of just keep massaging this whole area as well. And when you find the sore spot, really work that area.
Okay. Good.
Okay. So if there's other questions, great. If not, please send me an email at the azhappywell@gmail.com, and I will send you the 12 foods list for strong bones. And I'll send Beverly the map.
Thanks.
Sure. Are you doing okay, Marianne?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for doing this. Have a good evening, everyone.
You too.
All right, everybody, I guess we can wrap it up. I don't see any other questions coming in. Someone had to hop off, and she said that this was very informative. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, so glad to see some faces without masks.
Yeah.
You in the center, and you guys can reach out to Arlene. And thank you so much, Arlene, for tonight.
You're welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.